Today we're going to be unboxing the brand new Hyrule Edition Nintendo Switch Lite that just released alongside my copy of The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom here. I can't wait to crack these two bad boys open, but also, since the Switch comes with a full year of Nintendo Switch Online with the expansion pass, I will also be doing a giveaway for a full year of Nintendo Switch Online with the expansion pack, so stay tuned for the end of the video for that. Let's get into it. Alrighty, good Thursday morning. If you're watching this on a Thursday morning, Its-A-Mii here once again. Today we are taking a closer look at the Hyrule Edition Nintendo Switch Lite, as well as my copy of Echoes of Wisdom, as well as the pre-order bonus that came from Best Buy. So I already have a Switch Lite. I have the Pokemon Sword and Shield one, but as the Switch is winding down, I thought, you know what, it'd be nice to have like another one, right? My girlfriend uses the Pokemon Sword and Shield one, and this Switch Lite, when it was announced, frankly kind of surprised me because the Sword and Shield one came out back in 2019, and I think that is a beautiful, beautiful console. I was not sure if they were going to continue doing the Switch Lite special editions. The last one we had released was, what, the Diamond and Pearl one back in 2021, so it's been quite a while since we had like a really high quality Switch Lite release, but I decided to pick this up, as well as, of course, the game here. We'll take a look at that as well, and like I said, the pre-order bonus here. 11 years later, man, it's been 11 years since the last single-player Zelda game, but it's finally here, which is just super exciting. Here it says, Princess Zelda must use her wisdom to save Hyrule. Mysterious rifts are threatening the kingdom. No one is safe, not even Link. With Try at her side, Zelda can summon a wide variety of echoes. So, of course, talking about the new echo mechanic in this game, where you can copy things and then paste them basically anywhere in the world and kind of break the world to your whim. Basically as much as you creatively can, given the toolkit you're given in this game. I'll have a review up either before or after this goes up. I'm not quite sure. Probably like a day later. But yeah, stay tuned for my review of it. I'll be honest, I have some issues with it, but it is still nice to see like the return of 2D Zelda, even if it is not quite as glamorous as like A Link Between Worlds, right? Like I think this game has more issues than something like that, for example, but it's still a very fun game. Trying to get the case open here, I have to actually use this this little blue micro USB cable just to actually puncture the seal here, so not the most professional, but cracking this bad boy open. I'm always curious to see like what Nintendo games and like what the inside art will be. Nintendo is usually very good about inside art in their games, sometimes better than others. Sometimes it's just kind of like a scene from the game, sometimes it's like really unique inside art, and in this case it is actually just a picture of Hyrule, which is still like, it's nice, right? It could be worse. It could just be a blank white page and that's it. A lot of Switch games do that, so the fact that there's anything is nice, although I feel like they could have done a little bit more here. Here's a closer look at the cartridge as well, with Try on there. Try, goated character. I adore Try, and I really wish we had gotten some sort of Zelda and Try amiibo. That would have been really nice. But yeah, that is our look at the actual game itself for Echoes of Wisdom. Now let's take a closer look at this Best Buy pre-order bonus. So this was given out in Best Buys in North America. I'm not sure if it was just in the US or if it was also in Canada. But basically, it's this little acrylic stand set. They've done this before. I think they did one for Princess Peach Showtime. I'll be honest, normally I get these kinds of things and I just throw them in the closet. I don't normally set them up, but I figured I'm doing this big unboxing of the console and the game. I might as well go ahead and show this off here. So taking this out here, I actually have a little bit of trouble putting it together. It's not the highest quality, right? Like, this is something very cheap that they throw together. I've seen better pre-order bonuses. I think there was, I can't remember if it was for this game or if it was Mario Party, but one of the two upcoming Nintendo games has like a really nice like tote bag, like canvas tote bag you can get, which is crazy. But looking here, you kind of have this nice little back plate with Link and Ganon on the back. And I actually struggle to get this in here. I kind of had to force it. It doesn't fit all too well, but eventually I managed to get this thing all set up here. Add in the little Zelda, add in the little Octorok, as well as the game logo itself. And I mean, just looking at the back here, you can just tell like it's already scuffed up and stuff, which is just, that's just from manufacturing, right? Like, this is just a cheap product, but hey, it's a freebie. It kind of does look not that bad, honestly, though. Like, on a shelf from a distance, you're gonna see this. It's like, oh, you have a cool little piece of Echoes of Wisdom merch. There's not very much merch of this specific game. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's neat enough for what it is, I guess. But now we get to the main event itself, and that is the Hyrule Edition Nintendo Switch Lite. So this thing, I feel like I'm righting a wrong that my younger self could not achieve back during the 3DS era. I always really wanted that Hyrule 3DS for Ocarina of Time that released, that black one with the I think it was pretty low quality like stickers on it, honestly. That one didn't look that great, but I always wanted that. And then I especially wanted the 3DS XL that came out alongside A Link Between Worlds, that kind of black and gold two-tone design, but I couldn't afford those back then. But now that we have this releasing, it's like I'm finally making go to myself, my younger childhood Bo self, and being able to get a special edition Zelda console that is in this gold and black kind of theming is really cool. And I mean, the box here, it looks, I mean, you just from the box, it already looks really good, like this whole black and gold two-tone design. I didn't realize before buying it that it actually comes with that 12-month individual membership to Nintendo Switch Online with the expansion pack. So, well, like it said at the top, I'll definitely be giving that away here. But trying to crack it open, I end up actually using the old reliable blue the USB cord here to crack this thing open, which is actually interesting now that I think about it, because a lot of Switch consoles recently have not had tape on them. Like, I know the Switch OLEDs actually don't have any tape on them. There's no sticker seal, but this Switch Lite did have a sticker seal, which is interesting. I wonder if they're going back to having sticker seals, or if that's just I don't know. It's a weird thing there. But taking a look here, Switch boxes really don't have that much. I'm sure a lot of you have already watched a Switch unboxing here. So we'll set the Switch itself aside for a second here. We'll take that plastic off in just a second and kind of take a closer look at that. We have some manuals here, of course, the code, which is actually a scratch-off code, so you have to wait until the end of the video to get that. But and then we also have like the power brick, right, with the USB-C cable, which you've seen that before, right? You love it. You all know it. But it's nice, right? It's always nice to get more of those. I have a couple Switches, and whenever I get one of these, this adds another USB-C, a nice quality USB-C cable at some sort of corner, at some sort of like nightstand or something in my house, which is always nice. But pack that back up. Let's take a closer look at this console, the main event here. And already, before I even take it out of the plastic, this thing is looking so good with that Hylian crest. It looks a lot better in person than I was even expecting. It's really those black buttons that really make this thing pop. You got the little Triforce underneath the right joystick. That looks really good. And maybe it's just because I've had my Sword and Shield one for so long, right? Like back in 2019, I bought that. This one just feels fresh, man. It just feels so good. The buttons feel really nice and clicky. The actual, like, even like the grip on the console itself. Now, my Switch Lite, I do have a pretty nice case for. It's like a hard shell case that just stays on it for the Sword and Shield one. So maybe that's why I'm just not used to holding a naked Switch Lite, a loose Switch Lite. But this thing just feels really good to hold. And even as someone with bigger hands who prefers playing on an OLED, the Switch Lite is very comfortable. And if you want a more portable option, it's really not that bad. Even though this is still pretty big, and certainly bigger than like a 3DS or a Game Boy for certainly, you can still fit this in a pocket depending on what you're wearing. Also, I like the little Switch logo that they had to put on the bottom left there. That's a bit of an interesting placement. I don't think any other Switch Special Edition has had to do that. Normally they kind of work around having it in the middle. But yeah, man, I was kind of like thinking like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have bought this. But as I unboxed it, I was like, okay, wait a minute. This is actually really clean and really high quality. And it's probably the last Switch I will buy. I know that might sound silly for a lot of people. You only get one Switch, maybe two. You upgrade it to an OLED or something. But I have quite a few Switches. This is probably the last one I'll buy unless they do some crazy special edition for Metroid Prime 4, maybe Pokemon Legends ZA. But yeah, I mean, this thing, I'm happy I bought this. $200 for a Switch Lite. It's the cheapest console on the market. Having this nice collector piece, kind of making good on my younger self, like I said, and getting a special edition Zelda console, just kind of feels, it's satisfying, right? It's like a full circle moment 11 years later after A Link Between Worlds, finally kind of delivering on that and getting what is a very, very beautiful Switch Lite. Now, I did also want to compare it to the Tears of the Kingdom Special Edition Switch OLED here. If you, for some reason, have not seen a comparison of a Switch OLED versus Switch Lite, I know some people maybe wanted to see the size comparison here, but also this is both of the Zelda Special Edition Switch consoles that are available in the markets. I'm not sure if the Tears of the Kingdom one is still like in stores, right? You might have to buy it online, but it's always kind of surprising just how much bigger the actual regular Switch is, and of course the Switch OLED is the same size as the original Switch. The Switch Lite, quite a bit of a smaller footprint in comparison, especially when you consider you can't take off the Joy-Con there. They're just kind of built in. So yeah, it's, if you want a smaller option, right, the Switch OLED, you can't really fit that in a pocket. Switch Lite, depending on what you're wearing, you might be able to squeeze it in, right? If you have got really big jean pockets or really big shorts pockets, you might be able to cram that in there. Or if you have like a purse or something, you can just toss it in there a little bit easier and get a case for it. But yeah, this thing is very nice. I love the Hylian crest on the back, and I'm very happy I decided to buy it. I did see there is a company doing OLED mods now for Switch Lites, which is tantalizing to me. I don't know if I would ever trust myself to install something like that, but imagine getting an OLED screen on this thing, man. I really thought Nintendo was going to do like a Switch Lite OLED variant, but I guess that didn't really make sense to have like a higher end, cheaper model, right? Like if you're going higher end, you might as well go all the way. But yeah, booting this thing up for the first time here, just to kind of get it running up here. And of course, we'll have to do a few seconds of Echoes of Wisdom as the first game on this Hyrule Edition Switch Lite. Like that, there's really no better way to celebrate than with starting Echoes of Wisdom on this thing. And hey, there might be a little bit of a glare, but here's the opening cutscene for Echoes of Wisdom, and I can't wait to hear what the community thinks about this game. Like I said at the top, I kind of have some issues with it, but it's also still a very good game. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you're deciding to pick up the Zelda Switch Lite or if you're picking up Echoes of Wisdom. I assume for most of you watching, you're just watching this to see like, okay, what does this Echoes of Wisdom Switch Lite even look like? You know, you probably already have a Switch at this point, right? We're 7 years removed from the release. I doubt that many people are buying a Switch for the first time to get this, right? Like if you're buying this, I imagine it's a lot of collectors that just want to have another Zelda Switch Lite. I feel like that's, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's a lot of first-time Switch buyers like going for this Hyrule Edition Switch Lite, but I'd imagine this is mostly for collectors. And hey, if you made it to the end of the video, here is the code. You can pause it on screen. I'm not going to reveal the final code or the final digit there, so you'll have to guess that. It is a number, so you don't have that many things to put in, so that gives you a little bit more of a chance, right? Some people kind of hop on here and you'll have a little bit more of a chance to hopefully guess what that is between 0 and 9, so that you can redeem your 12 months of Switch Online. Not just Switch Online, it is Switch Online with the expansion pack, so you get access to those N64 games and the GBA games and all that, right? So pretty cool that it came with a full year of that. I mean, that's, I think, $50 retail, which is pretty cool. So I wanted to give that away to you all. I'm already on like a family plan with some other people, so I really have no need for this code. So yeah, I wanted to do a little giveaway for that. But that is going to do it for today's unboxing of the brand new Zelda Switch Lite here. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think this console is a looker, or do you think it's a stinker? How do you think this thing stacks up against the other Switch Lites we have in the Nintendo Switch family of systems? Do you think it's better than the Sword and Shield one, the Diamond and Pearl one, the little Animal Crossing ones they did? Do you think it's better than a lot of the OLEDs we've gotten? I would love to hear what you guys think of this bad boy down in the comments down below. Of course, stay tuned for my Echoes of Wisdom review. I will have that up very shortly. Of course, no spoilers in that, so if you want to hear my thoughts on the game in depth, 20-minute video, definitely subscribe for that. And of course, subscribe for more Nintendo collecting content in the near future, as I post 3 videos every single week. You can also check out my Nintendo news channel at Bo Talks Games. Follow me on Twitter at the same handle. And until next time, folks, peace.